What's up, everybody? This is Joe Vega, and welcome to another Flower Shop Secret podcast. And today, I'll be speaking with Steph Romanowicz from Foraged, Floral of Cape Cod on how to be a sustainable florist. Let's do it. So the big question is this: how can small business owners like us in the floral industry overcome the greed of order gatherers and bypass the deceitful games played by wire services? How do we market, sell, and deliver flowers online so we may break free from these antiquated practices and earn our freedom? Those are some of the questions we will answer on this podcast. I'm Joe Vega. Welcome to Flower Shop Secrets. Hey, Steph, good to have you.
Hi, Joe. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Welcome to the show. Just to get up front right away, how much revenue does your shop produce?
On a typical year or this year?
A typical year.
A typical year, we revenue about $120,000 a year.
Awesome.
We made the transition in January to drop all of the wire services and just focus on our business of lovingly.
That's great. So you're wire service free.
Yes.
That's awesome. And how does that feel?
It feels great. We would get orders from the wire that would be like a week old, and they had sent them to another shop, and we ended up taking them not knowing how old the order was, and we would go to deliver to the person for their birthday, and their birthday was 2 weeks ago, and they're pissed. They don't want those flowers.
Wow. Being a late, 1 day late is bad. Being 14 days late, that's unheard of.
We used to shut our wire off after the holidays because we would get Mother's Day orders till the end of May. And we would just be like, it's on the card, Happy Mother's Day. Take that order. I know I'm going to upset someone.
Yeah. And you don't want to be put in that position, right?
No.
Because at the end of the day, unfortunately, you carry that burden, right? Even though you're not the one, it's not your fault. You're not 2 weeks late. Somebody else is 2 weeks late.
Exactly. Not last Valentine's Day, but the one prior, someone sent my mother-in-law flowers from an order gatherer.
Okay.
And I was just blown away because it was someone that we had a contract with for that territory. And it was my own mother-in-law. And they were sitting on her table. They were sent FedEx. And I was just like, my heart went out the window because we were spending hundreds of dollars a month on advertising to own specific zip codes. And they were taking our advertising dollars and FedExing people flowers. And that was it for me. That was when I made the decision that we were going to figure out how to get off the wires, because what they did was like a double-edged sword. They were taking our advertising and promising us all these orders and then shipping them themselves.
Why should consumers not want to receive flowers in a box from a wire service or an order gatherer? Like, what are the drawbacks? How would you, if we had a bunch of customers in front of us, what could we tell them in order to persuade them to, besides the fact that you should shop local, you support your local community, but like in terms of the product itself, why would we want them to, order from a local florist?
It's that same customer service angle. If there's a problem with my order, I stand behind it and I'm right here. I'm in your town. I'm, a moment away for you to resolve it. Whereas if you call another company who doesn't own any flowers, there's nothing they're going to do about it.
Right.
And being on the receiving end of oopsie flowers, they would send us hundreds of orders for oopsie flowers that they messed up. They sent the wrong color, they sent the wrong size, whatever the issue was.
Right.
I don't even deliver an oopsie flower. That service only has the option of giving them their money back. I have the opportunity to show you that even if there is a mistake, I'm here and I'm accountable and I'm happy to fix it. And I want the opportunity to work with you to show, like, I have a customer this week hated the color of flowers. I want you to come in and I want to make something that you love. And not just that, but I want to build a relationship with you, because if I miss this time, I don't want to miss again, because I'm here forever. And whoever's on the phone at whatever website is there for a couple weeks, and then it's whoever's next in line to take their role.
Right. And did that customer come in?
No.
But you know what? Just the mere fact that you offer that was, I'm pretty sure.
Always.
Yeah.
Come in. I want to make you something beautiful. I'm not here to make you something you don't like. If the colors are off, let's get something that you do love.
Yeah, absolutely. So just tell me a little bit about yourself. How did you get started in the floral industry?
I have been in event design for about 10 years.
Okay.
And I started shadowing a florist 8 years ago. And she groomed me starting with delivering flowers. And from there, I picked up from some of the best florists in our area, their tips and tricks, and shadowed them until my mom decided to open Foraged Floral.
That's fantastic. So you were an event florist first, and in terms of like, how does that compare to being an everyday florist?
I think that the diversity of skills definitely helps when you have situations that don't fit in a vase.
Okay.
If you have a bigger client order, we had a lot of elopement requests this year, which our shop never got before. So having the tools on hand that a daily floral designer may or may not have, or having the skill, the capacity to deliver, it's just a whole different beast. Delivering a huge event requires the right tools and equipment, which we have. And delivering daily flowers is a whole different set of tools and delivery material and, daily work.
So what do you enjoy about floral design as a whole? What's your favorite part?
I love connecting with the customers. I love their faces when you give them something beautiful.
Yeah.
I love hearing their stories about why they're giving something.
Right.
And I love that we make a real difference in someone's day and in their life in such a positive way through something from nature.
And it's awesome.
And we do a little bit of ding dong ditch now because of COVID, and I will have people yell down their driveway, "Thank you so much."
No way.
Yeah, and I love it because their visceral reaction to seeing those flowers is just one of pure joy that they can't even contain, and I love that.
Oh, that's fantastic. I can't, like, that should be recorded. Like, that sounds like a special moment. Yeah. So I have a question for you. What is foraging?
Foraging is something I've been doing since I was a little girl.
Can you tell me more about that?
We go out into the woods and we find all kinds of things, sticks, greenery, flowers, anything you can get your hands on and incorporate it into your arrangements. And my mother has been a teacher for 45 years, and she is a strong proponent of outdoor learning. And so as a child, we would go out into the woods and we would pick up birds' nests and all kinds of crazy things. And we would make these little terrariums out of them. And I just thought that it was the coolest thing. And now I get to do it for a job.
So you just go out to the woods and you just go foraging for things that you can bring back to including your arrangements.
Yes. When your wholesaler shorts you $3,000 worth of flowers the week of Mother's Day, if you don't know how to forage, you're screwed. So my staff and I filled our cars. We were out in the woods getting local greenery that was in season, and everyone's arrangements had local greenery in it. It was grown right here on the Cape, and it was beautiful, and people love it. They don't even know the difference. Yeah. They don't know that I didn't buy it at the market. They can't tell.
That sounds awesome. Like, how do you pick which woods to go into? Like, how does that work? Do you have your favorite spot or like?
Yeah, we have spots. I literally keep field notes. If I see a patch of daffodils and it's, in a state forest or it's in, public land, I'll put a note in my phone and I know to go back there.
Oh, wow. That's incredible.
I'm really lucky that I do live in a heavily wooded area. We have beautiful gardens on my property, and I do cut a lot from home. But my neighbors' yards have beautiful blueberry bushes, and I'll cut blueberries when they're in season. Just things that you wouldn't expect to be in an arrangement are what makes them so much more interesting.
Do you tell the recipient or the customer about the items that are in the arrangement because they are so different? They know?
They know. When they see
Wow.
like a long raspberry stick sticking out of the side, they're like, oh, that must be from Stephanie's garden.
Oh, wow. It's
So the
interesting.
wholesaler we use in Providence, the Floral Reserve, she's actually an all local farm, and she imports from mostly the Northeast. And she's really inspired me and pushed me outside of my normal just greenery to add other things into our arrangements, like I said, raspberry bushes and blueberry bushes and things like that into the arrangements, and they last and they look beautiful. So some of those textures that I wouldn't necessarily have originally gravitated to a few years ago are now things that we've started to incorporate, like beach grasses and more buried things. It's hard to know what's safe and what isn't.
Right.
So having someone to guide you and let you know what's really great and lasts in an arrangement is so important.
When you hire a designer, do you have to teach them or guide them on how to work with those new materials? Because they're probably not used to working with those items, previously.
Oh yeah, we retrain them from scratch.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
And do you take them on those trips with you as well?
It's a rite of passage when you start here. Within the first month, you're out in the woods, and I have to show you where to cut, what's safe, what to watch out for, all that stuff.
Wow. So I have been in the industry for 15 years and I've never heard the things that you're telling me now. So I'm pretty impressed.
And maybe it's a New England thing, like a Massachusetts thing, but it's very. I worked for a designer who's been in the industry for 25 years, and she has a parking lot behind a business that she goes to every week and cuts screens for high-end weddings.
Wow.
I mean, like $1,000 weddings, and all the greenery is from the side of a parking lot.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I just noticed I did skip one question here that I've been meaning to ask you, and that is, how can florists design foam-free and be more sustainable?
Oh, that's my favorite question. I'm glad that you circled back to it.
Yeah.
We use chicken wire, and we use a lot of other non-foam mediums. Like I follow this wonderful florist, Paulina from Blue Jasmine. She's in New Jersey, and she does almost all foam-free event installations. So you have to do a little bit of adapting to get that to a daily floral level. But if you have the right greens and you can construct them in a way that gives you the structure that Oasis gives you,
right,
then you really don't need any Oasis. Our ecosystem is extremely compromised by nitrogen, which comes from fertilizer, flower food, Oasis foam. All of those things contribute to the pollution of our ecosystem,
right,
especially on the Cape. So we made the decision very early on that unless it's absolutely necessary, we do not use Oasis. And we do not use flower food in any of our flowers. And we don't have a cooler. So our motto is fresh in, fresh out. So we turn flowers quickly. We're very careful about how much we order, how often we order. We have flowers come in almost every day, which is hard for us in terms of getting them here, but we can have a better quality because we are not using flower food and we're turning them so quickly.
That's fantastic. So you guys don't have any fridges whatsoever. Everything is fresh.
No. Yes.
Cool.
We turn all of our flowers within 3 days. So they should have a 2-week shelf life. And if we're only keeping them for 3 days, they really live with the customer.
That's a great model. I mean, that's impressive.
We also have them shipped directly to us. So we're cutting out the wholesaler. And I think that has changed our business dramatically because we're able to keep them less time in-house, and they're also not sitting somewhere for days on end in and out of coolers as they would at the wholesale. So we work with a floral wholesaler called Hilverda de Boer, and they ship directly to us. So we either pick them up at the airport or they're FedEx to our door the next day. So the amount of time from the field to the vase is shorter by half because we buy flowers in that way. And there are many other companies that ship flowers like that, but we are in a very high-end community and we want a high-end product. So we have a high-end wholesaler.
Right. What do you wish customer were more educated on when it comes to the flower industry?
We are not Amazon. There is no bottomless pit for me to give you free flowers because you don't like the color. Customer service has really changed over the last 5 years dramatically. I worked in customer service for 25 years and I've seen the culture of customers be as it is right now. Everyone expects something for free. They expect to, complain and get whatever they want and use reviews as a tactic to not pay for things, which I don't like. I can't really understand it. So it's taken me a solid year to kind of wrap my head around that mentality and figure out where it's coming from. And it's definitely coming from big box stores where they will say and do anything and bend over backwards to make the customer happy and keep that customer. But it's really hurting small businesses. If the pizza delivery guy gives you the wrong pizza, you don't charge it back on your credit card. Well, right. My delivery guy gives you the wrong flowers and gives, Sally up the street your flowers and gives you hers. It's a mistake. They're human. And we shouldn't be penalized for small human mistakes to the extent that we are.
Right. What else what other aspects of owning a flower shop are important to have a successful business?
Really community connection. We would be nowhere, especially during this very disruptive time, if we didn't have our community behind us. Other businesses that share our posts that we partner with, we have real estate agents that will send out flowers once a week. We have businesses that will send out all of their gifts from us to all of their customers. And that has kept us going. Those relationships within our community are literally what kept us alive during our darkest days, during, our sales being down 90% from last year. It's 4 phone calls from your regular clients. And that's all it takes to turn the whole day around.
That's perfect. So this year has been quite the year, right? We're unprecedented times. So I would like to know from you, what challenges have you faced to overcome this while working through the pandemic?
Getting flowers is hard. It's different and it's hard. A lot of our suppliers during our first state shutdown were closed and we still had orders to deliver. Not many, but people were still trying to send things because they couldn't be with people that they love. And that was really frustrating for us because we're in the service delivery industry, and to have the state say that we can't operate and not be able to get flowers, but see them in grocery stores and see, delivery out doing other things was frustrating. So we made the commitment to go out of state and pick up flowers. So for 14 weeks, I drove to Providence, and another florist who owns a small wholesale, she was providing all of our flowers.
Were you closed at all? Did the state force you guys to close?
Down, yes.
How long were you closed for?
We were closed for 4 weeks.
4 weeks. And how was that experience?
It was difficult. The phone didn't stop ringing. But we had to be closed. We were named by our state as an unessential business. We were making a sacrifice, but we didn't feel like we were making a sacrifice. We felt like we were saving people by staying home and by doing what everyone else was doing. It was more of a unification.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not even about you or me. It's about, the community. It's about others, right? We all need to do our part in order to contribute, for the greater good.
We did lose all of our staff right in the beginning. A lot of our staff was moms, including myself, and our kids are not in school. Kids are still not in school.
Yeah.
So that transition has been really hard. That has been the hardest, is trying to juggle, educating your children and keeping a business going. And I think restaurants, more than anyone else, are struggling to find that balance, because not only is all of their staff, a parent or, self-employed, it's just, they can't do anything. They can't gather. Their numbers are so far down compared to last year. I know so many moms who, the Cape is very tourist, and it's our whole economy is a tourist economy. So I know a lot of moms who would make all of their money in the summer,
Right.
Working in bartending, and they can't do that. And that's devastating for them. And they'll never get it back. It just isn't going to ever come back to them.
Yeah, it's been, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's a lot. I have a lot of friends, and I know a lot of people, and myself included. We've been struggling mostly because of the fact that the kids are home, and we've had to adjust. My wife is a teacher now, and so am I on a few days whenever I can. But that was, we're social creatures. We actually need to see each other. So I feel really terrible for my kids, or any kids now that are not going to school and learning all those social skills, right? Fortunately for us, they're going to school 2 days out of the 5 days, but it's still tough. So
yeah, our kids went back for a while, and now they're home again.
Yeah.
And I understand that it's the safest option for them and for us right now.
Right.
But adapting your workspace is so difficult with 2 children underfoot, and you don't want to have them on devices, and they do need to learn while you're at work. So it's a hard transition to figure out what space in your workplace can you carve out, or what time can you carve out of your schedule so that you can, facilitate their education. And for us, we were so lucky that, the vice principal of the school connected with me directly and gave us a plan that worked specifically for our family. But it is a challenge, and it doesn't go without support of family.
Right.
My mom's an educator. She's a retired teacher. She opened the flower shop so that I would have more flexibility to take care of my son. So if I did not have this business with her, we wouldn't have a business. We share parenting, and we share the company and the responsibilities, and having a partner that you can lean on, whether it's a husband, a mother, a business partner, makes it so much easier. I would say for anyone opening a shop on their own, if you don't have the experience and the support system to do it on your own, it can't happen. I don't think my mom would even still have a shop if she didn't have me. And I don't think that I would even have the opportunity to work here if it wasn't for her. So there's a lot of support that you need when you run a shop.
Absolutely. 100%. What's your advice on building a brand?
Find your clients.
Okay.
If they're on Facebook, put your energy into Facebook. If they're on Instagram, put your energy into Instagram. Find the clients that get you. Find the ones that align with your values, and do everything you can to keep them. I've taken a wedding the night before. I've driven flowers out to the end of the Cape for a client. I will literally do anything for my clients, and they know that, and that's why they're my clients.
That's great. So Steph, thank you so much for joining me. This has been great.
So nice to meet you.
Oh, it's nice to meet you
All
as
you
well.
do.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I'm very intrigued. I think I can, after this pandemic is over, or maybe we can still do it. I would love to go foraging with you one day.
Oh, hell yeah.
That sounds like fun. So
It is a safe, completely safe. You're out in the woods.
right.
My kids come with me. You could bring your kids. We could go foraging. It'll be so fun.
I think I'm going to take you up on that.
Yeah, let's go.
That's awesome. All right. Thank you so much.
You take care.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to support the show, please like, share, subscribe, and click the bell icon for more.